Hello, everyone. Terry True Crime couldn't make it today, so I'm Llama, and welcome to Midday Missing, where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. Now, Midday Missing is live on YouTube every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Can also depend if I'm in the middle of a trial as well. So always hit the subscribe, the notification bell so you don't miss when any of our shows go live. Hello, Lady in Gray. She says, hello, Llama. Good to see you, substitute teacher. Yes, I guess I am the substitute teacher for today, aren't I? Well, let's go ahead and get right into our first case, shall we? This case is about Jonathan Hoang, a 22-year-old from Arlington, Washington, whose disappearance has left his family devastated and desperate for answers. We'll walk through who Jonathan is, the night he went missing, the search efforts, the confirmed sightings, and what we can all do to help bring him home. You see, Jonathan isn't just a missing person. He's a son, a brother, and a young man with a big heart and simple joys. He loves food and drink, places like Red Robin, Buffalo Wild Wings, Olive Garden, and Starbucks. He's known for root beer floats, banana shakes, lotus drinks, Italian sodas, and snacks of all kinds. Me too, Jonathan. I love snacks as well. When asked what he wanted for Christmas or birthdays, Jonathan often said, I'm grateful for what I have. Oh, so nice. At home, Jonathan enjoys playing games on his iPad, like Minecraft, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Zelda, and cuddling his Perry the Platypus pillow pet. He has a quirky love of cryptids like Bigfoot and modern folklore like Krampus or Slenderman. He reads Captain Underpants and Diary of a Wimpy Kid and loves silly middle school humor. He also adores his Yorkie, Lady, and often said, I think Lady needs some attention. Now, Jonathan is autistic and he prefers quiet, cozy spaces, and his social world is small. Just family, teachers, neighbors, and classmates in his transitions program. He's very trusting and respectful and sees adults as authority figures. He's also a creature of habit who took the same daily neighborhood walk crossing the street in the same way every time. When he's anxious, Jonathan paces, rocks, or hums a soft hmm. He struggles with problem solving and can shut down under stress and is unlikely to advocate for himself or tell someone he is lost. He may, however, ask for food, water, or a restroom. Now, Jonathan is recognizable. He has a large mole on his right forearm, two on the left side of his face, a bit of a hunched posture, and sometimes will walk with his hands behind his back or forward with bent arms and clenched fist. His jackets were his comfort. He wore them year round with the hood up like a security blanket. Now, on Sunday, March 30th, 2025, Jonathan said goodnight to his father around 7:30 p.m. at their Arlington home. By 6:40 the next morning, when his mother went to wake him for school, he was gone. He left without his jackets, wallet, phone, money, or medications. All that was missing was his iPad and a pair of wired earbuds. For Jonathan, who never took his iPad outside except for a long car ride or plane trips, this was a major red flag. His family believes he didn't intend to be gone long or that he was coerced outside by someone he trusted. For Jonathan, leaving at night alone and without his jacket was a massive break from routine. His family insists that this was not something he would do on his own. Now, the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office mounted a large search and rescue effort in the first week, Professional trackers, scent dogs, cadaver dogs, drones, helicopters with infrared, and riverboats combed the area. On April 5th, 150 volunteers searched shoulder to shoulder looking for him. Investigators initially expected to recover remains, but the total lack of evidence convinced many that Jonathan had likely been taken by car the night he vanished. Now, despite a subpoena, Apple refused to release Jonathan's iPad data, and the last Find My Ping placed it directly in front of his house. His telephone was left behind, and no digital clues have surfaced. With no results, the sheriff's office shifted the case from search and rescue to major crimes. For nearly 3 months, there were no credible sightings until June 23rd, 2025. Security cameras from 3 homes in South Juanita, Kirkland, about 50 miles away, captured footage of Jonathan between 11 p.m. and midnight. In the videos, he looks clean and groomed, but a bit disoriented. His distinctive walk, posture, and vocal stem, the soft were all there. His teachers, speech pathologists, and extended family confirmed it was Jonathan. Now, the family believes he may have been with someone and became separated that night. One street in the area even shares a name similar to Jonathan's home address, raising the possibility that his habitual nature may have drew him there. Since then, there have been no verified sightings. Now, Jonathan's family has fought tirelessly. They've created flyers, media campaigns, and online communities. They've raised funds, hired a private investigator, and sought help from local officials, state representatives, senators, and even the governor's office. They've pressed for FBI involvement, though Snohomish County has yet to request interagency support, which I'm not a fan of that. I am not, no. His father, Thao, describes the helplessness of knowing Jonathan may be out there asking to come home. His sister Irene calls it excruciating not knowing if he is safe, and the family believes Jonathan is alive, but under someone else's care or control, and they are determined to bring him home. Now, Jonathan's case remains open with the Snohomish County Major Crimes, and a $100,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to his safe return or answers in his disappearance. Now, if you live in Washington State or anywhere, please keep Jonathan in mind. He may appear disoriented, anxious, or homeless, but he is loved, missed, and urgently needed at home. If you have information, call the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office or your local law enforcement immediately. Now, Jonathan's story is one of vulnerability, trust, and a family's relentless fight for answers. He is more than a missing poster. He is a young man who loves silly books, root beer floats, video games, and his little dog, Lady. Someone knows where Jonathan is, so please share his story, spread his photo, and help bring Jonathan home. Now, if you know of or have a loved one missing and are interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode of Midday Missing, and or want to join us for a live interview, please contact Amy, our producer, by emailing Amy, AMY, at tcwtmedia.com. Now, for our next story, we're going to talk about Julianne Cecilia Jaillet. Julianne was 36 years old when she disappeared in 1985. She stood about 5'7", weighed around 125 pounds, with brown hair and striking green eyes. She was a mother, a sister, and a newlywed, just 6 months into her marriage to a man named Ian when she vanished. Now, Julianne and Ian lived in Bellevue, Washington, in a rented home in the Lake Hills neighborhood. Her daughter, who lived with her grandparents at the time and was just 11 years old, recalls shopping with her mom and sharing pizza together in the days before she disappeared. Julianne's sister remembered talking with her on the phone and said that Julianne was cheerful and busy decorating her new home and looking forward to the future. Those who knew her describe her laugh, her smile, and her warmth. She was the kind of woman who made her presence felt in any room, full of energy, vibrant, and caring. Now, on June 1st, 1985, life for Julianne appeared normal. But behind the scenes, there was some tension. She and her husband had an argument. Now, according to Ian, they got into an argument and Julianne told him that she was leaving. And when Ian returned home, she was gone, as well as a suitcase and some of her belongings. This was the last time anyone in her family saw her. Now, no one reported her missing right away. As a matter of fact, weeks went by. And then finally, on June 18th, it was her parents, not her husband, Ian, who filed the missing persons report. Then something strange happened. A few weeks later, Julianne's purse appeared in the lobby of the MGM Grand Hotel in Reno, Nevada, hundreds of miles away from her home in Washington. Inside was her wallet and other personal belongings. Now, an employee then mailed the purse and belongings to Julianne's parents' home, saying Julianne had forgotten them. Now, this is weird. That is weird to me that somebody just mailed and knew to mail them to Julianne's parents' house. That's interesting, but we'll keep going. But investigators could find no evidence that Julianne had ever checked into the hotel, stayed there, or even been seen in Reno. It was a clue that raised more questions than answers. Now, police in Bellevue, Washington opened the investigation once her parents filed the report. Detectives looked into the Reno connection, but the trail quickly went cold. There were no records, no witnesses, and no signs of Julianne beyond the strange appearance of her purse. Now, the case was complicated by the delay in reporting her missing. Without early searches, without interviews in those crucial first days, vital leads may have been lost. Now, to this day, investigators have never recovered any additional belongings, and no confirmed sightings have surfaced. Now, Julianne's daughter never believed her mother left voluntarily. As she grew older, she voiced suspicions that Ian, Julianne's husband, knew more than he ever revealed. According to her daughter, she actually confronted Ian years later about her mother's disappearance and said to him that Julianne was gone because of him. And he responded briefly with the words, "I know," but gave no explanation. Oh, that's very interesting, Ian. Now, since 1985, Ian has remarried 4 times and moved at least a dozen or more times. Julianne's daughter believes her mom was murdered in the house and disposed of. I mean, that theory is an interesting one, that's for sure. Now, there were no solid leads no phone calls, no letters, and no bank activity. Public speculation has swirled for decades, but law enforcement has never confirmed any theory about what really happened. Now, Julianne's disappearance left a hole in her family's life that has never healed. Her daughter missed birthdays, milestones, and holidays without her mom. She has spoken openly about the pain of growing up without answers. Her family has long believed that someone out there knows something. Someone may hold the piece of the puzzle that explains not just why Julianne left that day, but what happened to her afterward. My opinion is that she didn't actually leave. But that's just my theory. Nearly 40 years have passed, and Julianne Cecilia Jaillet is still missing. Her case is still open, and authorities continue to urge anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. Even after decades, a single tip could unlock the truth. Now, on screen, you'll see Julianne's missing person poster, and please take a moment to share it, spread the word, and keep her memory alive. Hashtags like hashtag Find Julianne Jaillet can help bring new attention to this case across social media. Julianne's story matters. She mattered then, and she matters now. Someone knows what happened, and until answers come, her family will never stop searching. Now, I want to thank you all for being with me here today. Terry will be back again on Wednesday for our next episode of Midday Missing. Now, don't forget, you can also join our Facebook group. That is where we post all of the missing persons flyers, as well as share other missing persons posters. You can also follow us on social media platforms to stay connected and be part of the conversation. Remember, you can catch all of our shows right here on our YouTube channel and listen to our podcast on your favorite platform. Now, since the guilty verdict came in for Donna Adelson last Thursday night, we had to postpone part 3 of the Aton Pates case for our True Crime and Wine Time podcast to this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. This episode will be one of the longest we've done in a while, so you may need 2 bottles of wine instead of 1. And we'll be discussing the trials of Pedro Hernandez and where the case is today. And all I can say is prepare for more rants, because I got a lot. Now, if you're not familiar with me, Llama, you can catch me on Couch Court with Llama, where we are rewatching the Cardi B civil trial that just wrapped up. And you can join us every morning this week at 10 a.m. Eastern. Now, this past Friday, I recorded parts 4 and 5 of The Devil in the Bay, my new investigative series that will be released this December. And this Friday, I'll be recording parts 6 and 7 after Couch Court for our members only. So if you're not a member, this is a good reason to become one. Now, you guys, mark your calendars for Monday, September 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central for our new merch and membership launch party. We've been working behind the scenes, putting together the cutest and affordable merch we could come up with new releases coming at the end of each month. I know I am personally going to be ordering all of the goodies. You will see them a lot. Now, as for our members, it is because of you guys and your support that we are able to keep the lights on over here and do what we love. We will be announcing our 6 new membership tiers that I can promise you have more perks than many of the other YouTube creators we looked at. And by being a member of our YouTube channel, you will get your money's worth by investing in us. Now, While I can't give a lot of spoilers about our new membership perks, I can tell you about our new show, TMI, Too Much Internet, that will start airing every Friday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on Friday, September 19th for our members, and the first Friday of every month for non-members. Now, TMI is a show where our team of brave, chronically online hosts have curated the best weekly roundup of the strangest, funniest, and most confusing things happening on the internet. Now, if you haven't yet, please join our Discord server, The Courtyard, where we all hang out when we're not live. There's lots of true crime talk over there with case files and court documents. We also stream shows, movies, documentaries, game nights, and I may have heard a rumor about a murder mystery party happening soon. And if you're not sure how Discord works, don't be afraid to ask for help. All right. We were all noobs once, and we will help you get all set up. Now, thank you all again for being here with me today. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and help these families bring their loved ones home. And as I always say at the close, go forth and be amazing. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. Bye.